streaming. Okay, let's just see if the comments come up, because that's one thing that is important. Hey, what's up, guys? There we go. I think it's, yeah, now we're going. All right. Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Apologize for the earlier, that wasn't a live stream. I don't know what was going on there. I think we're good now. In fact, I was sitting here working on something. I didn't even know that it was on. What's up, Jonathan, Donna, Kiera? Pop goes the weasel. Yeah, it's working now. And I apologize. Please accept my humble apology. I was sitting here drawing something because in this video, in fact, here it is, right here. I'm not quite done with it yet. Something I saw in the sky last night, and I wasn't even looking for anything. Actually, I was looking for something. I was looking for the comet we're talking about. Hey, everybody, good to see you. Apologize for the earlier. All I did was go into my live stream software. Because you have to set the broadcast. It's what each broadcast obviously has a unique title. And something you may not know is something I'm getting ready to talk about here, and a couple of other things. So you have to change your title for each broadcast. That's all I did. I didn't go live. I wasn't ready. My moderator sent me a text and said, hey, you've got 54 people waiting. I'm like, for what? So that's why I just reset it. So sorry about that. Here we are. Now we're up and running like we're supposed to be. No, I was actually drawing something here, at least trying to, an attempt at what I saw briefly last night in the sky, and we'll come back to that in just a moment. I actually saw some sort of it was a craft that revealed itself. It was way up in the sky. It wasn't an airplane, helicopter, or anything like that. It just kind of, it was like I told my wife was out there too. She didn't see it. She was looking at her phone at the time, and she was looking up, and she got a text message. And when she got the text message, this thing appeared. It just glowed, illuminated for maybe a second and a half, long enough to see it. If you were looking, if you weren't looking in that location, you wouldn't have seen it. No way. And it was in Pegasus, in the North Sky. North Sky above Hercules, in between Hercules and Pegasus. And that's where the comet is currently at. So it's in that area in the North Sky. So I was actually out there trying to get the comet dialed in. And I just happened to be looking at Pegasus. And something appeared in the sky. It was moving from west to east very slowly, my left to right. So yeah, we'll talk about that. I'll show you a drawing that I'm actually still working on. Wasn't quite done yet. That's why I wasn't ready to go live. I was like, wait, I'm not ready. But now I'm ready. What's enough? Just doing some finishing touches on this thing that I saw. And you saw it long enough to get you could take a mental picture of it. Yeah, it revealed itself totally. Pretty cool. So we're going to look again tonight for the inbound comet. So if I can get it on the scope and have a way to share it with you guys, that would be amazing. I've got some software that can do that, but it's just I don't know. It's difficult to use. It's super sensitive. Anything even the moon, if you have it set up on the moon, and it's very bouncy. So I know trying to get dialed in on a comet would be extremely challenging. I think I can get the comet with the telescope, but using the software that would put it on my laptop, and then my laptop, I could convert it into a live stream like we're doing here, and we could look at the comet. I don't know. We'll see. Not making any promises, but when it's here on the day of the total solar eclipse, we're going to be on it. Yes, we are. And we are 122 days, 18 hours away from the total solar eclipse. Countdown began many weeks ago, but we're a day closer. Right there you see it, 122 days, 18 hours from the total eclipse. It's going to include a special guest, an ancient time traveler, ice volcanic comet. You know, who would have thought? Who would have thought? This photo here was, where did it go? Photo there that was sent in by a viewer right here. Melinda Moffat out of Nashville, not Tennessee, Indiana. That's correct, Nashville, Indiana. I did not know there was a Nashville, Indiana until just a few days ago. Learn something new every day, right? Melinda Moffat out of Nashville, Indiana sent in this very ominous looking sky. Those are, I think the scientific term is what? Mammatus clouds. Those are a form of mammatus clouds. Some are bigger. These are like a collection of small ones that are making up bigger ones, you know. Some of them are just jumbo mammatus clouds. And they have that ominous looking appearance. Low to the ground, typically. Those are classic mammatus clouds. Obviously, preceding strong storms that were moving through Nashville, Indiana. Hey guys, hey Christy, say hi to Leslie out of Scottsdale, Arizona in the house. What's up, Leslie? Glad to have you here from Scottsdale. Was just up at Scottsdale here a while back. Went to Ruth Chris. I'm sure you've heard of Ruth Chris. That was my first time there. Yeah, that place is incredible. But yeah, was just up there. East Tennessee in the house. Servant of Truth. Yeah. Leslie, yeah, it's my favorite too. My son's too. He said he could eat there every week. Yeah, it's really good. They do it right. Peas out of Scottsboro, Ontario, Canada. What's going on, guys? Hope you're all having a good day. Rain out of Texas. Hello from the UK. Who else we got in the house? Spokane, Washington. Susie B. Warner Robins, Georgia. Ponca Girl? I'm sorry, some of the names, I don't mean to get them screwed up, but it's scrolling, and I'm trying to read the names as this is scrolling. What's up, J.O. from Surrey, UK? What time is it in the UK? You guys are about 10 hours, I think, ahead of me, so it's probably about 10:30 at night in the United Kingdom. Jonathan, Southwestern Mississippi. Sigma 1 lived in Mississauga. Mississauga. Sorry about that. Mississauga. Mississauga. There we go. Oh, Florida. Somebody from Florida. I just saw somebody from Brisbane, Australia, Naples, Florida. I've been to Naples. I think I was there once. Corey Anderson, you're welcome. Donna, a star member. Donna is a member of the Star family out of the great state of Texas. If you guys would be interested in joining the Star family, I'll share the link in the description box of this video here. But yeah, get several members. You'll get a blue star next to your name like Donna's, and your name will be highlighted green. But anyway, yeah, something to consider if you want. I've got a folder here of various things that I want to share with you guys in this video. Something that you may not know, we're going to talk about here in a minute. That's in the title of the video, and we will get to that. Something I was going to talk about the other day, the video about the whole climate thing with the earth warming and all that, you know. That video had over 2,000 comments, and I didn't mean to get people so stirred up, and everybody is very opinionated about that topic. And here's a folder here of various things that I've got. And that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. That's good. I respect your opinion. But I didn't mean to make anybody mad, for sure. It was just an article that I was sharing with you guys. But one thing that I Hey, what's up, Sniffer? Just looking at some of the people. Donna Brown, Shelley, Leon F. Bean from Orchard Beach, Maine. I think there's snow on the ground in Maine, or it's getting close. I saw where there was snow on the ground in Quebec. I just saw it on the TV just a second ago. But anyway, back to the video I did a couple of days ago. I'm going to scroll through some random pictures here as we're talking about this, and then I'll get to some other things that I want to talk about, and I'll share with you what I saw in the sky last night. No joke. I saw it for maybe a grand total of a second and a half. And again, like anything else, and like you all that send me awesome things, I wasn't looking for it. It just appeared and disappeared just like that. And it was straight up in Pegasus. If you're looking in the north sky, Pegasus is high in the north sky. Hercules is below Pegasus. It was right in between Pegasus, Hercules, moving like that when it illuminated and then turned off, and it didn't light back up. It would, I guess, went on traveling to the east. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Picture here by Abby, sent in by Brian out of Australia, Gold Coast, Australia. Caboolture, from the east coast of Australia. Cool photo there of a fiery orange sky, very tall jumbo clouds. But back to the video and the climate video that again got over 2,000 comments. Some feisty comments, by the way. But here's the thing. This is a question I have personally, okay, when it comes to you know, the earth and warming and all that. You know, of course, it's going to change and things like that. Absolutely. It was just an article that I was sharing, but I stay away from this topic right here. It's just not in my wheelhouse. It used to be. I still follow hurricanes, but I don't get into it too much anymore. A little bit, but not much. You can see there's one down here in the southern hemisphere, and it is cyclone season in the southern hemisphere. When it's northern hemisphere and when it's winter in the northern hemisphere, it's summer, obviously, in the southern hemisphere, and that is when they have their cyclone season. And sometimes it's like in the northern hemisphere, more active than others. And you can see one here off of the Gold Coast of Australia, and they move counterclockwise down there. They rotate clockwise in the southern hemisphere. Below the equator, if there's a cyclone rotating counterclockwise, then we've got some problems. This is rotating clockwise like it's supposed to be. But I want to show you something. This is why we're here. We're not here to talk about the storm. These happen. It's just part of how the Earth functions. What these are, they're heat machines, okay? Their job is to move heat. Cyclones and hurricanes have a job. And he's just doing his job right here. I don't even know its name. I don't follow him anymore. But because I understand what it is. It's a heat mover. It's moving heat from the mid-latitudes down towards the poles. If you'll notice, every hurricane, typhoon, cyclone, like you see right here, which direction is it headed? If you watch it long enough, which I just noticed it today, it's going to be going towards the South Pole. Any storm in the northern hemisphere goes north. Eventually, it turns towards the north. Their job is to move heat. They spread heat around. So that's another thing about the Earth warming up and stuff like that. As long as cyclones and hurricanes are moving heat around from the equator down towards the poles, they're working properly. You know, they're doing their job. They're heat engines. They're heat machines. But anyway, that's not what I want to talk about. That's a whole nother topic. I'm going to click on the top of this storm, and what this is going to show me is the temperature at the top of this storm cloud. That's probably, let's just say, on average, most of these storms are, especially I can tell this one here by the color, that's at 55,000 feet probably. Look at the temperature. Negative 75 degrees Celsius. That is, if you convert it, and this is just approximate, that is approximately minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit, right? That's cold. So the higher up you go in the atmosphere, and it's just a little bit closer to the sun, why is it colder? mean, it's freezing cold up there. You know, that's a question I have. Space itself, you know, this is the thing that I mentioned at the beginning of the video that you may not know. The coldest place in the solar system, according to this article, dated April 16th of 2022, the coldest place in the solar system may very well be, obviously, we haven't explored the entire solar system, at least I haven't personally, but there is a crater at the south pole of the moon, and this is what you may not have known. One of the craters, actually a couple, could be the coldest places in the solar system because there's craters on the south pole of the moon that never receive any type of light. They're always in the shade, and they say that the temperature could be, what is it, in the negative, I mean, it's something it's mind-boggling, minus 454 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is cold compared to the top of this storm. The top of this storm right here that's rotating clockwise off the coast of, and it's well off the coast of Australia, Queensland. Look, you can see for yourself. Minus 100 degrees. So according to this article, the coldest place, I guess would be in the known solar system, is a double-shadowed crater on the south pole of the moon. And they estimate it to be, like I said, below 454 degrees, minus 454 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, that is cold, man. That is super cold. But the question I have, you know, why is it so cold the higher up we go between the Earth and the sun? The higher up we go, and even into the vastness of space, it's cold, man. It's freezing cold. So I mean, I understand the radiation and stuff like that, but I just wonder why it's so cold. I understand why it's so cold, but you know, the Earth is warming up, but yet it's a constant negative 100 degrees up there at, you know, 55,000 feet up into the sky. So something you may not have known about the moon. The moon could be one of the coldest places on one of the craters, could be the coldest place in the solar system, maybe. But that's one of the questions I have, you know. So, yeah, I mean, the whole climate and the Earth warming and stuff like that, you know, it is. It's kind of puzzling, you know, when you look at the whole mechanics of how the Earth functions, and you can, like right there, you know, you can see for yourself, it's very cold the higher up you go. So how does it get hotter down here? You know, they're just questions, that's all, that we all have. There's all kinds of planets out there that are probably even colder. Here's an article about a planet hunting spacecraft that's discovered a rare star system. It's the EA, that's the European Space Agency. One of their satellites, that's apparently it right there, has discovered a secret, they're calling it, has revealed the secrets of a star system that has puzzled researchers for years. And I'll get right to it. Right here it is. They've apparently found a 6-planet star system. And right here it is. And from what I understand, I'll get right to the meat and potatoes of the article. It's like 100 light years away from the Earth, but right here it is. And it's very much like our own solar system, you know. But it's an uncommon family of 6 exoplanets that are orbiting its parent star, or their parent star, you know. So I found that kind of cool. That's an article I was going to talk about later, but I thought, you know what? There's no time like the present. Let's just talk about it right now. I was going to show you guys real quick while I'm thinking about it. Last night, the reason I am because I just saw this right here. This is what I was outside looking for. My wife and I were out looking for 12P Pons Brooks, which if the weather is cooperating, if it's not cloudy, and you can have an excellent view. You need a really good view of the north sky with no light pollution, and that's one thing that we have a little bit of, not much. Overall, we have a pretty decent, especially north sky, and I'm thankful for that. But anyway, we were setting out looking at the north sky, looking for this comet right here. You see that's coming in for April 8th. It's close encounter with the sun, man. That's really cool. I have an app open. I want to share with you guys. Where is it at? Right here. I don't have the comet on here, but anyway, here's the Earth. We were looking in the north sky last night. Where are we at? There's Venus. There's Earth. Venus is in the early morning sky. But anyway, I looked up in the north sky, and this showed up. You guys ready? I did my best to draw this thing. It's probably not real good, but this is what I saw. Let me get this cord out of the way here. There you go. Can you see that? See that right there? That's what I saw last night in the sky. It looked like that. The sides, this and this, were illuminated. All they did was turn on. The reason I have little dots on there like that is because when the thing just lit up and then it turned off for maybe a second and a half, there was an afterglow. Okay, and that's what the afterglow looked like on the left and right side of this thing. The middle was solid. There was no light in the middle, but it lit up long enough to see the shape. The corners, there were none. They were round. It was a round-edged rectangle. It was longer than it was wide. It was moving through the sky like this. Lit up. Those lights just turned on. And then they had a very brief afterglow. And I think the afterglow was well, obviously it was the lights turning back off. But it looked like a collection of hundreds and hundreds of lights that made up the left side and that made up the right side. And they had a very slight glow when they turned off that looked, once they turned completely off, right before they turned completely off, they looked dark, revealing little dark circles like that on both sides. The center was solid. And that's what it looked like, and it was moving through the sky like that, moving from west to east. And it just turned on. It was real bright for maybe 1 second, and then it turned off, and that's what you saw. You could see the shape of it, and the center was solid. That was in the sky last night. I'm in the north sky from my location, our location, at, what time was it? It was 7:15 or something like that. Yeah, that was in the sky at 7:15 above Arizona. Whatever it was probably boy, it's difficult to say. Man, I don't know. Probably, boy, it's very difficult to say. I can see it. I just don't know how high up in the sky it was. It wasn't very low. Let's put it that way. It was way up in the sky, but exactly how high up, I honestly don't know. It was close enough for me to be able to remember that kind of detail, and be able to see that kind of detail, but it wasn't super close to the ground, you know. Probably, yeah, man. It was higher than airplanes travel, so typical commercial airplanes at, what, 39,000 feet? It was way higher than that. So let's say 50,000 feet, I guess, 60,000 feet. But yeah, looked like that. And there was something else in the middle too, but it was very dark black in the center. No lights. Just a random collection, not a random. They were symmetrical. It was intelligently designed, 100%. But just, I would say hundreds of lights on the right third and the left third. And that's what it looked like. A rounded, edged rectangle. Probably, oh man, I don't know, 100 feet, 200 feet wide. Again, it was wider. I'm sorry, long. It was longer than it was wide. So probably 100 feet long, 50 feet wide. That would be pretty close. But that was in the north sky last night. And again, I wasn't looking for anything but this comet right here. And then we're going to be looking at that comet, hopefully, weather permitting, and we are thinking positive. We are trying to pull that comet in. And we're going to see it on April 8th of 2024. Ponca Girl commercial. I don't know what that means. I talked about commercial aircraft. They typically fly at between 35 and 40,000 feet. This would have been exponentially higher than that. Not exponentially. It was higher than that. It was higher than an airplane. But exactly how high, I do not know. I'm going to take you guys over to Hong Kong. Check this out. I'm just going to share some random photos with you guys that were sent in recently that I found pretty cool. This is sent in. I've probably gotten 2 photos from Hong Kong, this being one of them. Fung Cam Pham out of Hong Kong. Really cool photo of those clouds are created by wind. Wind shear. There's always constant wind shear up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's created by wind shear. The colors are obviously sunlight, ice, maybe dust particles and things like that. But that's a cool photo out of Hong Kong. In fact, it came with, let me show you a video. Here it is. I never get material from Hong Kong, ever. This is probably the second item I've ever gotten out of Hong Kong. And I'm sharing it with you guys today. Here we go. This is the video that came with it, sent in by Cam out of Hong Kong. This is the video of the unique cloud structure that he saw from his location. Don't know exactly where in Hong Kong, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much if you're watching. That's really cool. We see those things every once in a while. I've seen these before over here in the U.S. from different people, but I've never gotten one out of Hong Kong. Check this out. We're going from Hong Kong to Northwest Georgia. We've been seeing these here lately. These voids in the cloud cover that have mystifying shapes, like this thing here. If you weren't looking up specifically at the north sky last night, and even more specifically Pegasus, that's where I was looking when this thing lit up. That's where it was at, just below Pegasus. You wouldn't have seen it. Well, these things here have very unique shapes to it. Jared out of Northwest Georgia noticed this just a couple of days ago in the sky above his location in Northwest Georgia. And see how perfectly round it is? Check it out. And nothing else in the sky is round. Nothing else in the sky is shaped, like a rounded rectangle. It's just perfectly round by itself. In fact, I've got another one I want to share with you guys. It's not perfectly round. It's a little more random. It's right here by Trevor out of Evening Star. Here we go. Evening Star, Arkansas. And you can tell something went through the clouds here. Exactly what? He didn't know. Or that's the moon illuminating the sky. And then something, look at that. Looks like it maybe started here and stopped over here, or started over here and stopped over there. You just ask yourself, how did that happen? It's just so random. Nothing else looks like that in the sky but that. And that's what compelled him, obviously, to take the picture. There it is up close. Evening Star, Arkansas. Trevor C. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, everybody, for your awesome pictures. But there it is, and I think I have some more, not necessarily in today's. Those were the only 2. Here's the Earth-facing side of the sun I wanted to share with you guys real quick. And thank you, Nelson, for the Sahara coordinates. I've got some coordinates out of the Sahara Desert that I want to share with you guys of some cool things. I'm still working on that. These are the current active regions and sunspots on the Earth-facing side of the sun. Solar activity has been pretty quiet. I mean, we haven't seen any large M-class solar flares or X-class solar flares, but the sun, the Earth-facing side of the sun, is primed. I mean, it could produce an M-class solar flare. This is by Carlos Skywatcher out of Portugal. The first video was out of Shelton, Connecticut, and by Scott, and they are both very good at getting up on those sunspots in active regions. But that's what the sun looks like right now as I do this video. I've got another cool video. I got actually a few I want to share with you guys in this video. There's one that just came in. Edward Shea. The video was taken by, or photo was taken by Sylvia. And it's of those, they look mysterious. I've even seen them on TV shows, and they'll, you know, make a big deal out of them. And they are a big deal if you look at them. See them over here? Those are those mysterious light beams. Those are formed by ice crystals, and the temperature has to be, you know, pretty cold. This is out of Bangor, Maine. And those they're called light pillars. That's the specific name for them, light pillars. They're actually formed by, see them right over here? If you ever see them, just know that they're not anything nefarious. There's probably, over here, there's a parking lot. And each one of these pillars you see up in the sky that I agree look totally mysterious. They look out of this world. I get it. I agree completely. But they're not. Those are created by unique atmospheric conditions and unique light structures on the ground. Those are formed by parking lot lights. Believe it or not, parking lot lights. The tall ones that stand up, 25 feet in the air? Well, the photons from the light that go up are they form a beam in the sky because apparently it was probably very cold and there was just the right amount of moisture, and you can see there's cloud cover there. Just enough moisture, just enough cold air molecules to make the beams look very, very mysterious. But down here on the ground somewhere, if you could see behind those trees, probably about 3 or 4 miles off in the distance, there you're going to see somewhere on the ground a parking lot with lights that are in that exact formation on the ground. But it always looks neat in the sky. I totally agree. Sometimes they're colorful. There'll be a variety of different colors and things like that. And here's another thing, if you happen to see in the daytime sky, this was sent in by Tammy R. out of Wilmington, North Carolina. And she asked me via email, what in the world was this dark beam that she saw in the sky? And I've seen this before myself, and because you guys send me pictures and videos on a daily basis, I've seen this now multiple times, you know, thanks to you guys. But what causes this is this white line over here. It's casting a shadow through the sky, courtesy of the line you can't see. Maybe I can pull it in over here. She sent me 2 pictures. Yeah, right there it is. And you can see it in this picture here. Airplanes will do this. The airplane itself, and here's the thing, it doesn't happen, that's showing you, that beam right there is showing you the current angle of the sun at the time this picture was taken. So I don't even know, I didn't look at the metadata. Sometimes the metadata isn't even accurate on photos that I get, because when they come through a Dropbox, the metadata changes. So I don't know, it's weird. Now, if it's in the email, the metadata stays the same. But anytime it comes through the Dropbox, the metadata changes. So I can tell you by looking at that beam, the sun is over here somewhere getting ready to set. That's at just before sunset. The sun's getting ready to set, and the sun angle is just right. And that line in the sky, this white trail you see up there in the sky, not that one. This one that's facing the sun, at that particular moment in time, everything has to line up just right, just like a total eclipse of the sun. The moon and the sun have to line up just right in order for that to materialize. Well, that's the same situation here. So if you ever see a beam, a rogue dark beam spanning across the sky, just know that it's probably right before sunset or just after sunrise. Sometimes it's sunrise, but 9 out of 10 times it's before sunset. And the angles just have to be just right. And it only lasts for maybe 5 minutes at that. She just happened to see it as she was driving down the road. And again, like the light pillars that go vertical. Looks really weird. It almost looks nefarious, you know, like, okay, what's shooting a beam across the sky? Honestly, it is it's a natural occurring phenomenon created by light and angles. And let me tell you something about light. Light is the ultimate trickster. Light is the ultimate trickster. Let's just put it that way. It can be very, very tricky, and that is caused by light. Like this right here, this is caused by light. Got 2 photos here recently in the last 24 hours by 2 different people that do not know each other, and I'm assuming this is a sunset. It's a sunrise or sunset. This happens to be a sunset by Jesus V out of San Antonio, Texas. See the sunbeam that it's creating? You see this more often in fall and winter in the northern hemisphere. You'll see more orange skies in the northern hemisphere in fall and winter than you do in summer and spring. And it's all about angles, atmospheric conditions, and things like that. And here's another one. This was another sunbeam coming up from the horizon. I want to say this one's at sunrise, sent in by Barb out of Vermont. And I believe that's looking out over the North Atlantic Ocean at sunrise. But you can see the sunbeam and the fiery orange sky. Again, we see more of that in the northern hemisphere in fall and winter. And this photo here by Abby, she sent me 4 photos from Australia, and those are absolutely... That's beautiful, a beautiful sky, fiery orange sky off the coast of, probably getting ready to storm there, it looks like. Here's another one here. Abby out of Caboolture, Australia. Hope I got that right. I wasn't even going to attempt it, but we'll give it a try. I've never heard of it. Caboolture, Australia. That's just like Melbourne, Australia. It's got the R, but from what I understand, the R, and correct me, I know there's somebody in here from Australia. Correct me. I'll turn on CC. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can right now. I will try. Melbourne, Australia. Is the R silent? Is it Melbourne, Australia? I think it is. I think it's Melbourne. Even though it has an R, it is pronounced Melbourne, Australia. Yeah. No, Melbourne. Intrinsic factor, is it Melbourne? Yes or no? The R, yep, the R is silent. Thank you, Mark. I thought so. That's why I say, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys are going to know. If I want to know something, I ask you guys. Yeah, Melbourne, Steve Brown, Melbourne, yes. Okay. It's born. So now we have a debate here. Mal says it's born. No. Okay. Benix Davison says no R. That's what I thought too, but I could be wrong. Okay. Leon, like airborne. That's how it's spelled. Okay, see, we got a debate going now, and I didn't even intend to. But that's good. This is how we learn. This is great. Paola, so it's Melbourne. I guess it just depends on who you ask. Brian Wimple, love your narrative voice. Thank you. You would be perfect on a radio. Hello, Catherine. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Do you know what, Brian? Many years ago, I was right out of high school. I don't know. I've heard both. I pronounced it Melbourne, and I got corrected saying, no, it's Melbourne. I saw a TV show where the guy was from Melbourne, Australia, and he pronounced it Melbourne, Australia. And here's a Space Force Al says male-born. I don't know. I think it just depends on who you ask. But this guy lived, and he was actually born. No, he wasn't born in Melbourne. He moved to Melbourne, but he said everybody pronounced it Melbourne. Okay, here we go. Paola, we sound the R. If the R is there, use it. I know, right? Why is it there if it's not? Why do we have these silent letters in our language? Why does that have to be a thing? You know, I'm like you. If you see it, pronounce it. You know, like I'm looking right now. Meyer Musik. Meyer, are you here, buddy? Meyer Musik out of Melbourne, Australia. Okay, here we go. AJ Lowe. Actually, Google says Melbourne. Okay. The Australian dialect is definitely different. Charles West. Yeah, it is. It's lazy speech, so maybe Mark Wise, maybe they just omit the R. It's just a slang thing. But yeah, this guy was from Melbourne, and to be totally honest, I've always pronounced it Melbourne my whole life. But I was told that I was pronouncing it wrong. But I think the majority, I'm looking at the comment section like you guys are, you guys are leaning towards Melbourne. Okay. Now, the next time I say that and somebody says, oh, you're saying it wrong, I'll say, you guys told me. Hey, Kathy, how you doing? Got some more photos here that I'm going to share with you guys. Oh, this is the photo that I used in the last video. Did you guys see this? My goodness, this was sent in by Donna Bell. This was in the Philippines following the very large earthquake that occurred, it's 3 or 4 days now, the 7.6. Look at that. Are you serious? Whoa, that is like a small canyon. Wow. That right there would swallow houses. There weren't any that I could see in this region right here, but that is a huge fissure. But I'm not surprised. I mean, if you look at all the earthquakes that occurred there, I don't know how many aftershocks occurred in this specific region. Not necessarily here. They were offshore. Started off with the 7.6. Following the 7.6 was a 7.0, 7.1, and then a multitude of fives. There was a 6.3 because my phone, it just kept chiming with earthquakes from the Philippines. In fact, we'll look at it real quick. I'm just curious. I lost count of the aftershocks. Not that I was counting every one, but I'm just saying. Here's another one. Yeah, 5.4. Oh, that's because I was looking at it earlier. This was on December 4th. 4.6, 4.7, 4.7, all within 10 minutes, and there they are. And the majority of them have fallen off of the app. They stay on there. I have it configured for 3 days. But there was, the last time I counted, there was 119 aftershocks, strong aftershocks. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. It really doesn't. But anyway, supposedly, according to Donna, that's where this picture came from. And the metadata, actually, I got on this one. And it was from the Philippines, taken December the 7th. So, wow, big opening, probably, obviously on land, but I don't know how far away from the epicenter. I had no details on this, but that is one large fissure on the ground following the massive earthquake swarm, there were two big earthquakes, the 7.6 and a 7. Started out as a 1, then they brought it down to a 7.0. Check this out, guys. This is kind of cool. I always like these. And again, this can only happen under very specific atmospheric conditions and very specific times of day. The sun angle has to be just right. Again, it goes back to a trick of light, and that's something I've learned from analyzing photos for and videos for many years. Man, I can't begin to tell you how many times light has tricked me, and I admit it. Light has tricked me many times. That's how I've learned. So when I analyze a photo, one of the things I do, if the photo was taken behind a windshield or any type of a window for that matter, and it's daylight, all bets are off. It's contaminated because that light has a field day with that windshield, especially a car that has multiple windows. That is just a playground for light. So the photo is null and void. You can't really use it. It has to be outside of a window. Light has a field day with glass. But this video here was sent in by R.D. Farmer. And I'm not sure of the location, but we have two halos in the daytime sky. And the halos, especially this horizontal one, we have a horizontal halo that's white. We have a vertical halo that's colored. And at very specific points, because again, this has to and can only occur at a very specific time of day. It cannot occur, at sunrise or as the sun is setting. It has to be at a perfect sun angle. And you can see the sun is right over here. You can see the white horizontal halo. See it? And then you can see right here what they call a sun dog. Again, I don't know who named that, but it's like a mini arc right there, colorful little rainbow. And then you have what we've all seen. In fact, I've got a couple of photos of these jumbo halos. And there's the sun. It's not high up in the sky like, high noon, but it's not super low on the horizon either. It has to be at just that right angle. And atmospheric conditions have to be just right. There has to be a certain amount of moisture in the atmosphere. Otherwise, this doesn't happen. It won't happen on a clear day, right? And then it goes all the way around the sky, makes a complete circle. It was blocked by the tree right there, but there's a white circle that goes horizontally around the sky, and then the vertical halo that goes vertical around the sun. Very cool, but I'm not sure of the location. That was sent in by R.D. Farmer. Thank you, R.D. Appreciate that. And then I've got another halo. That's from Meyer. I have another one too right here. Linda out of Solano Beach, California. This one here's got a little more color. The sun looks like it was getting ready to set off the coast of California, Solano Beach. This photo here, let's see if I can pull up the metadata. Probably cannot. Oh yeah, Solano Beach. No, see, that's when I retrieved it, so that's not accurate. But I can tell that's at sunset, right before the sun's getting ready to set. Sun's low on the horizon, looking out over the Pacific Ocean from the west coast of California. Awesome photo. Thank you, Linda. Very, very cool. Here's a cool photo by Allison. Check this out. Kind of ties into a little bit of what I saw last night in the sky. I mean, these things are everywhere. We can't even begin to grasp, the type of stuff that's up in the sky. But I've seen my share of things. I haven't even been looking, not once. This was spotted by Allison, and you can see what it is. It's a boomerang above Brazil. Don't know exactly when. I want to say a few weeks ago. Check it out. I'm going to zoom in on it. It'll get a little pixelated, but we can get a little closer because it was obviously very high in the sky. Still looks like it's pretty good size. Looks like a black boomerang from this position, and that's what she described it as in the email that she sent, that was a boomerang that actually stopped, turned around, and went back the other direction. So it was traveling in the sky. It wasn't just kind of drifting along like it could have been a possible balloon or some sort of weird kite. This was under intelligent control. It stopped, turned around, and went back the other direction. And it maintained the same altitude, and it did not wobble and tumble. It was flying and not making any sound. It's very, very pixelated because it's so far away. So that's why I couldn't zoom in on that one too much. But another example of a mysterious. They're not so mysterious anymore. I mean, people are seeing these things all the time, so it's not like, oh wow, you know, it's a bird or you saw nothing. Oh no, they're real. Trust you me, they are very, very real. Where are we at? Oh yeah, Dan. I promised Dan. Dan sent me this photo a while back. And I've had it on my desktop, and I just thought I would ask you guys, because I don't know what we've got going on here. Again, like I just mentioned, this looks like it was taken behind a possibly a windshield or some sort of a window. So usually photos like that, especially if it's daytime, and this is daytime, I don't think this is a trick of light, but his question was this, and it's really simple. I guess, what are those things? He said those things looked incredibly weird. He didn't see them. They showed up in the photo. And I was going to share it in a video, but I thought, you know what? The best time to do it would be during a live stream where I can see what you guys think. What are those things? What do they look like? These are the types of photos that I get from, you know, ordinary people that quite possibly see, you know, extraordinary things. I don't know if this is just some sort of very small thing that are, sorry about bumping into the mic, guys, that are small, they just happen to look big, or if those were something big in the sky. I don't know. These were spotted, or they showed up in a photo out of Sun City, Arizona, just a while back. Right there they are. So I don't know what we've got going on here. I thought I would just leave this one to you. Dan, I told you I would get to it, and I did. I'm sorry it took a minute, but here they are. What do these guys think? Water droplets, 13-year snake. You know what? That's what I kind of thought too. But the vertical, you know, and the weird shape, they almost look like puzzle pieces, especially the bottom one, you know. But yeah, I thought water droplets too. Anybody else? Something on the windshield? I thought that too. Trust me, I considered all those things. And that's the thing about windshields. You know, you got to be like, I think this over here to the left. Check this out. Because when I was considering water droplet too, I think this is a water droplet right here. See that? I think that's water. I think these might be, since there's a water drop there, I think those could be water drops too, just a little bigger, you know. But that one on the bottom is shaped like a puzzle piece. So that's what kind of threw me off on that one. I'm like, how's a water drop shaped like a puzzle piece? And it's got a clear 90-degree angle there, 90-degree angle there. I'm like, okay, that's water. It wouldn't have a 90-degree angle, I wouldn't think. But I don't know. Another mysterious photo. This one was sent in by Dan McCary out of Sun City, Arizona. You can see a water drop up here too, at the very top of the screen. See it? If it shows up there. Right. Okay, I may have to pull it down a little further. Right there. Yeah, see it? There you go. Okay, that's a water drop. So more than likely, those are some sort of water drop. But again, you know, it's a guessing game at this point. I don't know either. That's why I thought I would ask you guys. The unknown X. My pics aren't water drops. You know what? The majority of the pictures I get from people are not water drops, just like this one right here. Those are not water drops. These look like diamonds in the night sky. It was either the very early morning sky during the overnight hours, or just after dark. I don't know which, but I'm going to show you a video that was shared with me by Michael Martin. And I just got this video today. He sent this in via the Dropbox. And here we go. Michael Martin shared this video. Sent in by Michael Martin, 12/6. He actually sent it in yesterday because I checked the the Dropbox every morning. So if you guys put something in the Dropbox, let me get organized here. Just know that I'm going to check it. I check it every morning. So if you put it in like right now, typically I wait and check it every morning. So that way I'll use it in usually that day's video, and that way I don't lose it or things like that. So that's why I do it that way. But here we go. Check this out. Look like diamonds in the sky, but the diamonds form and maintain a triangle shape. Check this out. I had this in fast forward. That's the only thing I've done. They're not moving quite that fast. This is in one time fast forward. Check it out. That was on an outdoor security camera. The next segment is modified. That one's definitely definitely modified. See how they look like diamonds? Look at that. What's going on here? Check it out. Isn't that wild? Okay, are those a part of something bigger? Or are those independent objects? I don't know. And then I zoom in right here. And the reason they were flickering right there is because of the trees. The tree branches were blocking the light as it was moving, or they were moving behind the tree branches. It gave the appearance that they were flickering, but they were not. The tree branches were creating that illusion. Another trick of light. See what I mean? It's a trick of light. But there they are right there. Diamonds in the sky. Definitely not an airplane. Definitely not a helicopter. You think it's a TR-3 Skywatcher, Carlo? Oh, hey, what's up, Carlo? You know what? It could be. I've got a picture around here that somebody sent in of a supposedly a retrieved TR-3. I'll have to find it. I don't have it in this folder, I don't think. Even though I meant to put it in here, I don't have it in here. Here's something similar spotted by Nelson Jinx from the International Space Station. Here we go. We've got what looked like a fleet of lights. And here's the talking point on these things right here. Mary Hall, who's also excellent at monitoring the International Space Station, she misses nothing that comes across this screen. She's very good too. Nelson's very good too. Right here, see this cluster of lights? And then there's a few strays up here at the top and at the bottom. And they are moving opposite of the space station. In fact, saw the space station last night as we were setting out back. But what is that cluster of lights? What is that? What do you guys think? I know it looks massive, right? Nelson Jinx spotted this from November 28th. Just a little over a week ago. According to this time, it says 5:21. But I don't know exactly what time. That probably would have been... Depends on where you're at. It's at 5:21 time of the recording. But there they go, right there. Okay, let me ask you this. The space station... Oh, thank you, Real T. You're welcome. Thanks for being daily watchers. That's very kind. First time catching me live. I don't do a whole lot of lives. I'm gonna do more. I have a lot of material, and this folder here is just a... but thank you. I really do appreciate that. This folder here is just, I have hundreds of things that I need to share with you guys, and I can't do it all in one video. So what I'm going to start doing is sharing all of these folders that I have, and I keep accumulating them, and the best way to share them is in live stream. So that's what I'm going to do. I want you guys to see this stuff. It's really cool. You guys are super observant. But let me ask you this. Could this be, I want your opinion, and I'm going to watch the comments. Could this be a fleet of ships on the ocean? I'm just asking because I have people that swear that's what these are. and I personally don't think they are. But thank you, Real T. That's what we're going to do. And you guys that do join these live streams, you're going to see a lot of amazing things. And every time I do a live stream, I'm going to share, because I have many things that I want to share with you guys. Thanks, Fashida. That's very kind. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have things that I want to share with you guys that I've never shared before. But there's no point in me hanging on to this information. I don't know why I should just hold on to this information. I need to relay it to y'all, and you need to know that it comes from a good place. I can't make this stuff up. That the things that I share with you are my own personal experiences. I may have, unbeknownst to me, shared a photo or something that somebody else sent me that I didn't, necessarily see myself. That maybe wasn't what it was supposed to be, but it wasn't done on purpose. Just know anything and everything I share, I personally believe that it's, the real thing. What that thing is, I don't know. But some of the things that I'm going to share with you, I shared one yesterday about the shimmering gold coin that was in the sky. That's what it looked like. I'm going to share some more, and they are mind-bending, I'm telling you. So, but they're going to be in live stream, so you have to join the live stream. But back to this. Could this be a fleet of ships on the ocean? Once a month live streams would be cool. Ohio Kyle. Okay. All right. Thanks from Canal Boat in the UK. You are more than welcome. What do you think, guys? Could that be a fleet of ships? Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Okay, D-Mar. Yeah. I'm just looking at the comments over here. That's very kind, Cutie Pie 509. Thank you very much. That's very kind. You're very kind. I think you guys, ships on the water wouldn't move perfectly in sync. Rush. Good point. Very good point. Are those other lights stars? Some of these lights are what they call hot pixels. They're always there in the video of the live stream. The red, the blue. If you've ever used I don't have one on my desk, but if you've ever used which you really don't even have to in this day and age, but remember back in the day when you would get a 32 megabyte photo card to put in your camera, and you'd put it in and take it out, and then you'd transfer it over to your computer and put your photos on your computer. Well, after using them so many times, they'll get what's called hot pixels. And they show up in every photo, they show up in every video, and that's what's happening there. And so no, to answer your question, those are not stars. They may look like it, but they're not. But these things over here are something that is in the either sky, or some people swear they're ships on the ocean, but I don't think they're ships on the ocean. I don't think that they would be that visible, because you got to keep in mind, the space station is 250 miles supposedly above the Earth, and we saw it last night when we were setting out back. The space station flew over. In fact, my phone alerted me that it was coming. I'm sure you all have got that app about the ISS flyover, and sure enough, it was right down to the second space station flew over. So I based that being 250 miles up. What I saw actually was probably higher. I don't know. It's difficult to tell because it was straight above my head. The space station was kind of way off to our west. But it was very bright, and there was no mistaking it. It was a space station. So these things here, I don't know, guys. I find them very fascinating. This was observed by Nelson Jinx. I think they are in the sky, not on the water. Thank you, Jan Skaggs. They probably have the lens cover on. No, they don't. They never put that on. I don't know. it's a mystery. They're interesting though, and they show up every once in a while. They show up every once in a while. So if you look at how close these things are here in the middle, there I zoom in. Can you guys see that? Yeah. I don't think those would be ships, right? Not on the water. No way. I think they would be colliding. I don't think we would be able to have. I don't think we'd be able to have that good of a view. No. I don't think they're on the water. I think those are something in the sky. I really do. Mary Hall has seen these many times, and I'll tell you where she's seen them. In fact, I'll show you where Mary. I don't know where this is at. Nelson saw these, and he was quick enough to get a screen recording of these things, whatever they are. Don't claim to know, just sharing, guys. They're interesting. I like to share interesting, unique things, whether they be in the sky, on the ground, wherever. If they're unique and interesting, let's take a look at it. But I want to show you where Mary has spotted these same things right here. What Nelson saw right here, Mary has seen these things at least a minimum of 12 times in the same location. Right here. There's nothing there. Because we're looking at these things at first when she first saw them. Okay, are these things a collection of islands? No, because there's nothing there. This is where Mary's seen these many times, right in this location. There are islands out here, yes, but not where she's seen a fleet. But look at the location. No humans, right? That's what I see when I look at that place. There's no humans out there. So what a great place for a fleet of mysterious whatever to hang out, because nobody's going to see them. You know? They're not flying above Chicago or Houston or Central Texas. Those are being spotted in a location of the Earth where there's no humans. So that leads me to believe that, yes, they probably are something mysterious, that they don't want to be around humans. So they hang out down here where there are no humans. That's the way I interpret what we're looking at here. So my opinion, for whatever it's worth, I think there's something that is indeed in the sky. I agree with you guys. I don't think that they're ships either. I don't even think that we would be able to see a ship to this degree in the water or on the water. I don't think so. So yeah, kind of neat. Good observation, Nelson. Nelson sends me things all the time. He's a Hawkeye too. Mary Hall's a Hawkeye. I mean, they just don't miss a thing. Very good. And very interesting content. I'm gonna take you guys over to, here we go, Connecticut, northeastern United States. Video footage sent in by Chris. Guys, I have so many videos I'm going to share with you guys in live streams that it's unbelievable the amount of things that people see. And I think we can accredit a lot of the especially the increase in sightings are these phones right here. People can just pull out their phone and start recording on the fly, to where 20 years ago, back when I saw some things in the sky that I couldn't even begin to wrap my mind around. I wish I could have had a recording of those things, because unbelievable. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But anyway, this video here is out of Southbury, Connecticut. Here we go. Chris was driving down the road, looks up and sees this in the sky, okay? It's a big light. At first, I think he thought this was some sort of a meteor or something falling through the atmosphere. I think he actually stops. Let's watch it. This is out of Connecticut. He's trying to wrap his mind around what
see what this thing is.
He says he's going to stop and see what this thing is.
Is it a plane?
He just asks us, is it a plane? And he's got somebody in the car with him. You know, he's trying to rationalize and make sense of what he's looking at here. And he has to pull the car over to try to figure out what this thing was. It was so mysterious. And he didn't, come to a conclusion that, oh, that's an airplane, that's a helicopter, another mysterious object. And that's where he took the video down, because he was in his car on the road. He had to, keep moving. But what was that? Some sort of a mysterious light. I think it's way too big to be a drone. At least any type of public drone. That thing is huge. But it was moving through the sky. Keep in mind, he was moving too, so that's going to give this thing the impression that it's moving twice as fast. It's just another trick of light that you have to calculate that in. His car is moving, so this thing's going to be moving too. But it was indeed moving. Right there, it looked like it was, I don't know, maybe different colors. Maybe it was the atmosphere. Pretty good size object spotted in the sky above Connecticut. Don't know. I want to show you guys so you can see what's going on in the skies above your planet. Venezuela, Eco Green sent this in November 4th of 2023. Here we go. Unedited video. All I've done is zoom in just a tad. What's that? This was during a storm. Okay, it looked like to me that was lightning flashing. We're zoomed in here, so we don't really see the full surround of the sky, but I do believe that it was storming. This was in the sky. Obviously, there's some camera movement going on here. There was no way I could stabilize that. That was just impossible. But that's not what that thing looks like. It's more, it doesn't have those like long features. That's because the camera was bouncing around. But this was spotted in the sky above Venezuela. And I think a respectable view would be something probably like, or at least an honest view, would be something like that. There the camera was super steady. It wasn't bouncing around, given the appearance that it's long, because it wasn't long. It was an object like that, spotted in the sky above Venezuela about a month ago. I have a ton of, see right there, it kind of looks like it stretched out. That's because the camera was bouncing around. It's just a trick of light. It's all, it's not that shape. Like sometimes you'll see video footage of, especially if you zoom in tight. I'll tell you a classic one that does it every single time, and you can do it in the morning. Venus is visible in the morning sky. Go out and zoom in tight on Venus, and it will start spinning like a record disc. It does it every time. It changes shape, does all kinds of strange things. And speaking of strange, you're going to see auroras down here from that strong G3 geomagnetic storm we had about a week ago. See that red pin right there in North Georgia? Check this out. This is really cool. 35-degree north latitude. Monroe, Georgia. Travis Lefevre, 12/2 of 23. That was during the geomagnetic storm, the G3 storm. Look at the sky. Are you serious? North Georgia. Don't know the exact time. It was either early in the morning. I know people were reporting seeing these red skies. I've got another example. I think I got 2 or 3. People sent in photos at 6 o'clock in the morning before sunrise. The sky was red. There were auroras from the ongoing G3 geomagnetic storm. Wow. 35-degree north latitude. There you go. Look at that. I think he stopped his car. Monroe, Georgia. So we're going to go from Georgia up to where it's not so uncommon. That's pretty uncommon to see auroras down that low. You know when they get pushed down into the 35 degree. There were auroras spotted up here in northern Arizona, but up here in Minnesota, they're not super common, but they're not uncommon because you're up here at the 45-degree latitude. Check this out. Where are we at? We are in East Bethel, Minnesota. Look at these beauties. These were A few hours before the ones that we just saw from Georgia, the sky was green and up at the top, very light red. Could have been dealing with some light pollution there. Benjamin Johnson, December 1st of 2023. And these photos that you're about to see were taken at 8 p.m. And this was right as there you go, you can see more red there in that photo there. Okay. Here is some more. You can see the green more in his photos. They were more red. I got more red photos from other locations. But that was quite a storm. And there you can see the red pretty good. There's another example from East Bethel, Minnesota. G3 geomagnetic storm made its way. I do know it made its way all the way down to Arizona and apparently North Georgia as well. That is too cool. Way to go, Travis. Thank you so much. All right, what else we got going on here, guys? I wonder what was going on here. You probably see me looking at my phone. Surrey, for whatever reason, thinks I'm talking to her. No, I'm not talking to you, Surrey. What in the world? Wow. It ain't no telling what these things are listening to. I guess they're listening to us all the time, huh? I'm not even talking to Surrey. I'm talking to you guys. Crazy, man. Yeah, okay. I was going to show you guys the sun here real quick. Something else I meant to share in the video earlier today, and I just actually had so many other things going on that it just slipped my mind. But this is the Earth-facing side of the sun, obviously from the SDO, the Solar Dynamics Observatory. You can see a big canyon of, they call that sometimes a canyon of fire right there in the middle. See that opening right there? That sent energy towards the Earth. Then you see the flare off to the left. This is an active region that's turning towards the Earth. That was a strong flare, not necessarily Earth directed, but the energy from that solar flare did come towards the Earth. Some of the energy did, and it will probably spark a geomagnetic storm. Let's see, that was on the 6th, so that was just yesterday. So quite possibly tomorrow, if the storm clouds that come off of the sun, the CMEs, if they're moving fast, they can be here in less than 48 hours. The Carrington Event, if you guys have ever heard of the Carrington Event from 1859, it was a large solar flare that erupted off of the sun right up here. The sunspots and active regions were right up here where you just saw that one right there. Okay, let me pause right there. That's where the activity was in 1859. Okay, that exact location within a few degrees. But it was more Earth directed. It was right over in here where my arrow's at. Huge X flare. That energy made it to the Earth in less than 17 hours. By comparison, the energy from this, that Carrington Event was, I don't even know, X40, something like that. Just unheard of. This is like an M2. Still a strong flare, but not going to do any damage. The Carrington Event, if that were to happen today, that's why guys like me and other people, and probably most of you, you pay attention to the sun because you know the sun's capability and what could happen in today's world. We rely so much on electricity, satellite communications, and things like that. This star right here has the potential. Whether it will use it or not is another story, but if there were to be another Carrington Event, and there will be someday, Absolutely there will be. Will it be Earth directed? That's the thing. We would more than likely see issues with the power grid. We would see definite issues with telecommunications and satellites, and you would see auroras. Oh my goodness, you would see auroras. I think auroras were reported during the Carrington event down in the Caribbean, South Florida. Way down here. What are we talking? The 25-degree north latitude and farther south. Just incredible. Thank you, Richard Kidd. That's very kind. How you doing today, Richard? Talking about the Carrington event and what something like that would do to today's world. Well, back then in 1859, I think all they had was telegraph. It caused the telegraphs to malfunction, and some of them were damaged. So it damaged telegraphs. This was way before electricity. So electricity is going to absorb that energy from a potential, very large storm like a Carrington event. So yes, it would create incredible drag on satellites to the point that they would probably, even though a satellite can go in safe mode, they can shut it down and it can go in safe mode and it can deflect most of that energy that would be coming towards the Earth in the form of a CME. It can deflect most of the energy. It's the drag that it creates. That's the problem that they can't avoid because of the density of the solar wind. That density is like driving in a a thunderstorm where it's raining very, very heavy. You have to pull your car over. I mean, it creates a certain amount of drag on your car. That's the only thing I can really think of because of the energy and the friction, and the friction is going to create heat, and the heat's going to cause these things to malfunction. Just the overall drag that it's going to create on those things is going to cause them to malfunction and get off course. It would totally wreak havoc on especially the satellites. So power grids, it depends on what side of the Earth. Let's say there was a Carrington event and it was Earth directed. It would depend on which side of the Earth took the brunt of the initial arrival of the CME. Hopefully, you would want it to be out over an ocean, If it's on a densely populated side of the Earth, well, you know what time it is. You're going to have problems with communication satellites, ground-based communication, anything that can absorb energy and transfer energy and it's going to have an abundance of energy that it's not going to know what to do with. So it's going to malfunction. So yeah, Carrington events have happened. They will happen again, you bet. When? Nobody knows. But let's take a look at the Earth. Like we check right now. If we had any flares, you can see it's trying to get cranked up a little bit. But it has been, call that hot. It's been fairly hot the last 3 days. The Earth-facing side of the sun. Let's look at it. This is the Solar Dynamics Observatory. These are things that I've made pit stops at every day for, well, as long as this thing's been in existence since 2009. I have been over here, maybe not every day, but pretty close. I'm over here all the time. Seen bigger. That's where the Carrington event was at. The Carrington was right there. It was a little bit bigger sunspot and active region than that one right there, but that's where it was at. Right here. Wow. But overall, the Earth-facing side of the sun is, it's pretty decent right now. The power outage situation, good. No power outages because there's no major storms up here. We looked at Yellowstone earlier, super quiet. No solar storms going on. In fact, very, very quiet. The G3 was orange. We saw the orange bar during the G3 geomagnetic storm. It was standing tall up here in the KP7 range. It was a G3 for sure. It was a strong storm. And if you want to see if there's any coming, come over here to the homepage of the website, Incoming Sunstorms. Click on that tab. This is the endless spiral. This shows you the energy, this like spinning wheel. That's the sun. That's energy that's coming off the sun all the time, whether it's coming towards the earth or not. You can see it on the backside of the sun, left or right. This just happens to be the energy that's coming towards the sun or coming towards the earth. Earth is the green. I don't know why they have it a diamond, but that's the earth right there. The red dot is the Stereo A spacecraft. The blue one is Stereo B. Stereo A is currently offline. It's been offline for a couple of years now. Stereo B works, and it monitors the sun as well. But that's the Earth right there. So nothing coming in. See? No CMEs traveling towards the Earth. So that one that we just saw apparently had no CME. Sometimes a solar flare, believe it or not, will not have a CME. It'll just be a flare, and there will be no mass come off of the sun from the solar flare. I've seen that before. It was big. I'm talking really big solar flares. And you think, wow, that's going to send off a huge CME. Sends off none. I've seen it before. That one there was apparently one of them. So there's no, I think, unless it was this right here, which is nothing. By the time that gets to the Earth, it's, no, that's not going to cause anything. So no storms coming in, guys. So other than that, it's cold way up at the top of that storm there, down off the coast of Australia. Negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up, call it a day. I've shared a lot of pictures, I've shared a lot of videos, and I've got a lot more that I want to share with you guys in the coming days. They're ready. I've had them ready. They're in folders. I got 6 folders over here that are each full of videos and stuff that have been shared with me. It's good to see everybody here. I try to say hi as much as I can, but people get mad at me when I do that. Oh, you're going to be saying hi to everybody in the, chat room. I do like to say hi to people that stop by the chat room. Absolutely. You bet I do. Let's see. Mark J. Cox. The questions you don't ask don't get answered. Are the stars there? Then time 100 trillion. Oh, I did show a picture at the beginning of the, where's it at? Is it here? Oh, I think I took it out. No, wait a minute. Where's it at? I'm sorry. Oh, I know. I got one more to share with you guys. I knew it. I knew it. Here we go. This one's cool. Check this out. I knew I had one more. Voila. There it is. Guys, I've got a lot of really cool stuff to share with you guys. Check this out. I just got this too. You guys are going to like this. Couple out on a cruise ship, and she sent me a young lady took the video, and she sent me the coordinates where they were at on the cruise ship, and this was following their cruise ship. Check this out. This is really cool. Here, I'll read it to you real quick. November 23rd, 2023. Carnival cruise ship off the coast of Cuba, heading back to Miami. We were in AFT cabin. Time was around 11 p.m. When I zoomed in, I could see that this was a very distinct triangle. I videotaped it with my cell phone, and it just shows up as a strobing light with no features. But she saw a triangle in the sky that was following the cruise ship. How wild is that, huh? Check this out. Okay, so she sent me a map of their exact location. She took a screen grab of it. This is where the ship was at. When the cruise ship, when she saw the triangle craft following them, this is where they were at. And we were AFT off ship, and object was about here in this location. So the object was out here between Miami and Cuba. Check this out. Here's the video footage. You're going to love it. See the water, obviously, it was at night. 11 p.m. Just kind of looking around. There's the moon. it is right there. Okay, let me pause it real quick. Okay, we see these all the time. I get videos from people at least once a week, and that is an extreme I get them much more than that, probably every day. Oh, and I got one more thing up before I forget. That was my moderator. We're doing the calendar again by request. I know it's December 7th, but the calendar will be ready to go tomorrow in less than 24 hours. So if you want a 2024 Sky Phenomena photo calendar, they will be available tomorrow. And get them while you can. So I'll have that ready tomorrow, okay? But the link for those of you that are interested. I've had several people ask. I've had people email me about the calendar, and I will send you the link tomorrow to be ready in 24 hours. Here we go. Check this out. This is a triangle.
Heading back to Miami, we're on our balcony, and I caught this.
She said she saw a triangle in the sky. This was a triangle. It looks like a strobing light. We get videos of this type of thing all the time.
It's midnight.
She said she saw a triangle. It was following the ship.
23rd. Midnight.
So here's a witness.
It was so cool.
Here's a witness right here that shared this video. From this perspective, if there was no narration and she didn't share with us that she saw a triangle craft in the sky, she says it right here. When I zoomed in, I could see that it was a very distinct triangle. Okay, that's what she saw here. That's what that was, a triangle in the sky. Following, it kept a distance that's probably, I don't know, it's difficult to say. What, 3 or 4 miles back behind the cruise ship, maybe farther? There you go. There's a good perspective. Okay, because you can see the water back here coming off the back of the ship. And there's the point of light. That's all it looks like to us, is a point of light in the sky. That's a triangle craft. She saw it. Following the cruise ship in between Cuba and Miami on November 23rd. How about that? That is incredible. Great video. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that. That was sent in by Jackie and Martin English. And they were on a cruise ship heading back to port in Miami on November 23rd when they spotted a triangle craft following them in the nighttime sky. Absolutely wild. All right. Thanks for stopping by, guys. There's still a lot of people in here, but I'm going to wrap this live stream up. We're going to do another one this week. Hold on, my moderator sent me a message. I guess the mic screwed up. I have no idea. Is the mic bad, guys? If it is, I apologize. I don't know. I didn't do anything different. This mic sits here. It doesn't move. I never touch it. So how it could get screwed up, I have no idea. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. I've got more amazing things to share with you guys. Tune in for the next live stream. I'm going to have another entire folder full of very cool photos, very cool videos, things that you will not see anywhere else in the world except right here. Okay? So just know that. I'm giving you guys very unique photos and videos that, again, you won't see anywhere else in the world. So when you see me live, stop by, because I'm going to be sharing a lot here coming up, because I have a lot to share. This monitor behind me, again, like I said earlier, oh my goodness, it's loaded with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's just a whole fleet of photos and videos. I'm going to share them all, and we're going to do it in live stream. So, all right, guys, I appreciate all the photos and videos and all that you guys do. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, and thanks for watching, and be safe out there, guys. Appreciate you stopping by.